everyone. I hope you are all doing very well. So I am Harshita, and today we have Riten with us. He's the founder of Fleur, and we will be having a fun conversation today about the startup world. Whatever we know, we will share with you, and this is going to be a fun conversation. So it's not an interview type. I'll ask questions and he would answer. We would be having discussions and we have met 2 to 3 times before this also, and we had a long conversations already. So yeah, this is just a short version of that. So hi Riten, how are you doing?
Hi Harshita. So thanks for having me here. I'm really excited to share about our journey, what we have been doing. So yeah, thanks again.
Great. So let's start with it. So firstly, we tell our audience more about you and Fleur, what it is all about, and who are you as a person. So let's start with that. Yeah.
Okay, so this is a very interesting thing, interesting because like whenever I get this question, I introduce yourself, I get this existential crisis, So like, what do I share, Yeah, every day you are changing, yeah. So yeah, like I'll try my best. Anyway, so hey everyone, this is Riten. So I'm currently building Fueler full time. Okay, so like Fueler is an online platform where you can come up, you can create your profile and showcase your work. So we have built this platform for people who are interested to take one step ahead, okay, and want to prove themselves, right? So this is for people who are really interested to build something out of your skills, okay, and apply for different opportunities. So opportunities could be your freelancing, okay, your internships, could be full time, okay. And yes, this is what we are trying to do. Please go check out Fueler. You're going to love this, okay. So yeah, this is you can say we are building at the intersection of education and future of work. So it's like you are validating yourself as a person, the thing that and you are already like showcasing it to the world. And yes, this is all about Fueler. So yeah, like please go ahead.
Okay, so that was something you tell to everyone. So let's deep dive into the conversation which you don't share with anyone so easily. So yeah, because that's something we all have our lines ready. If someone asks about me, if someone asks about Fleur, so this is how we go about it. So yeah, I'll have a question that what it is all about. The Fueler is all about the proof of work, right? So what it is all about, and is it different from portfolio? And if not, if yes, how would that work, and how would that benefit to the creators or people who are looking for like freelancing work, internships, or any other projects? So yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so thanks for the question. Actually, like this is a very interesting one again. So I get this question not much, very less. So like proof of work, it exactly means so for example, like you have learned some sort of skills. So let's take an example of writing. Okay, let's take an example of writing. So you are someone who are claiming that I can write. Like I'm a creative writer, or say like you are a copywriter. Okay, so now what is the proof of it? Okay, so if I ask you you have to if you are to work with some companies, they want to really see like who are you as a person, like what are the skills that if you're just claiming that like I know something, like okay, I have this certificate, I have done this courses, you can check this out. So like this is something like different from what we used to do before. Previously there was only two things, learning and earning, okay, but right now it's there is one more layer in between, that is learning, validation, and then earning. Okay, so previously we used to consider people that if you have learned something, so you'd be able to contribute or bring value to the table, right? But now it's not the same. Companies, startups, like they have become so much lean. They are like saving their time. How? By going through the candidates, by going through the people, the folks who have already done something. They are on different social media platform. They are willing to find people who are actually competent with their company. Say for example, if you have done something and if you're able to showcase to the company or say anyone, that is your proof of work. Say for the writing case again, so if I'm saying that I have done I know copywriting. Okay, so now what I can do is like I can create some copies for Dunzo. Okay, so Dunzo sends email, right? They send email notification. Okay, they send that notification as well on our mobile, right? So most of us are very familiar with that. So for example, I have written some of the like copies for them. Okay, so what if like I write different copies for different seasons, right? So for example, for winter I'm writing different copy, right? For summer, I'm writing different copy. Okay. So like, imagine, right? This is how it works. That is my proof of work. So I have written copies for Dunzo for different season, right? That is one of the things. Again, say for example, I have written some of the copies based on some of the movies. Say companies, like when they are marketing themselves, say Dunzo, they always want relevancy. They always want some fun-loving people who are able to communicate their say extreme or say complex idea into very simple and fun-loving way. Say in a humorous way, right? So, for example, let's take an example that like currently we have KGF 2. Okay, so we happen to have this like there should be some common dialogues and say common lines and any pictures or anything, right? That is super relevant on that movie. So we pick that line and make it brand relevant. Okay, we take that line and make it brand relevant, and that is where someone like that is one say like that is where our visitors or say who are actually using the app, they would be relevant. They will be like understanding. Okay, like you have taken a reference from a movie. So that is very smart. Okay, so most of the companies already doing it. Okay, most of the startups already does it. So that is again the second part I told you. The first one was the season, second one is the movie. Okay, you can also go with the like say music also. There are some of the cheesy movie lines, right? So you can write some of those. You can take some of the lines, okay, and write again say any sort of campaigns or anything. So like these are all your proof of work. So it represents like it shows that you know something, you know the game. Proof of work saves time for the employers. It shows that you have skin in the game. Okay, you are actually like putting yourself ahead from the rest of the crowd. Okay, where everybody's claiming that they know, and here you're already doing it, and you have already done it, and you're pitching it to people, right? Pitching it to the company. So this is what proof of work is all about. I hope I was able to like explain.
Definitely. And as you said it rightly, I think copywriting is all about writing those one-liners in the best way possible and not writing a 1,000-word blog, because that is something most of the people are doing. But I guess that's challenging of writing one-line notifications or one-liner Twitter threads even, or Twitter tweets or something. So if you actually work upon those things and create a good portfolio, or maybe create a good proof of work, then the pitch, like the people who are actually hiring for these positions would get an idea that how would you work in the real time and not just on papers.
Absolutely. So like there are different levels to it, like, so let me clarify this. So levels as in when you're writing copy for any company, so any startup, so you might be sharing say like 1 or 2, 3 liners. Okay, but for every lines, for every campaign, there is some documentation, like why this, why this idea, why you are writing about it, what is the objective of it. Okay, so like if you are able to showcase that, if you are also able to show some of the examples, right? Say these are some of the companies that I have studied, even they have done. If you can like show some reference, it shows that you have done some homework, or else like after some time, even this market is going to be saturated. Anybody can like just sit and be able to come up with say cheesy line and they can submit, right? But again, you can put in effort, and for those cheesy lines, for those copy lines, you could actually write documentation about it. So why you came up with this, what is the purpose behind your copy, like say for example, I told you about the season part. So why you have picked season, what was your motivation behind, then what could be the potential target audience and who would be attracted, and what are the various metrics that you would be looking upon when the campaign is launched, right? So these are some of the things that when you do in your own, so the employer, they always love learning about their candidate. Okay, especially when you prepare such thing and share with them, they would love it. Trust me. So it's like going extra mile and showing your skin in the game, right? So yeah, this is what copywriting is all about. And again, there is content writing and there are other form of writings, right? Technical writing and everything. So yeah.
Exactly, right. So as you described about the proof of work, so can you give us like any examples or any sentences from your own life where you have applied proof of work and have got opportunities, or where you have even missed that proof of work and have like rejected from the opportunities or something? And anything you have to share around that?
Okay, so now comes the interesting part. Interesting part because say my career, it's based on proof of work. So like I have worked with multiple brands, and all of those I remember, that those were inbound, and those were because those people, those clients, they have seen my work on multiple platforms, Also they have connected with other people, I've got referrals. That was all because of proof of work. So you can say like my whole career was based on proof of work. And that's when I realized this is so powerful. This is so powerful. Let's take it to the world. Let's take it to more people. Let's enable more people and tell the importance of this thing, right? So back a few days back, there's this guy, Sanket Singh. So he's on Twitter. He told this interesting like thing. He replied one of my tweet. It was about proof of work. So he told, when you have proof of work, people or say companies, brands, anybody, they come to you. Okay. And when you have CVs and resumes, you go to the people, you take it to the people, right? So that is the interesting part about proof of work.
Right.
And he concluded that with a very interesting line that proof of work is going to be a game changer for education system, because when you learn anything from a like objective in your mind, say for example, I want to do this project, right? You have this objective in your mind. Yes, this is the project I have to create. For that, I have to learn something. Currently everything is fed up on, right? So it's like they just give you, hey, learn this, learn that. But most of the time we miss out on the end point, right? What is the end goal of it? The end goal would be your proof of work. Like you have to create some projects out of it. Say for example, let's take an example of Elon Musk here. Okay, so he's the like popular like person, and like he's a very very big personality, right? So let's take an example. So he wanted to build rockets, right? He has this in his mind, right? He has this end goal in his mind that I want to build rocket, right? So like for that he has to learn, right? So that's why I told you, education like currently maybe it lacks this objectivity. Most of the time it's about like getting a job and everything. But see, jobs are not easy, okay? And companies and brands, they are evolving every day. They want more out of it. More out of you, okay? You are not just like, say for example, if you are a copywriter, also they want like it would be very great if you have some this sort of design sense, because you would be able to like finalize the poster or anything, right? So that is an advantage being an individual. So yeah, this is it. And as I told you, like my whole career was based on proof of work, and that is when I thought, like, let's take it to the world. Also, I've seen there are platforms in the market, they are very specific, So we thought, like, let's do it for the person who are good at a lot of skills. They are explorer in nature. They love multiple things and they have created multiple projects, right? So why not come up in a single platform, and you don't have any compulsions or say any sort of worry that I have to just post this sort of work on me, okay? So you don't have any compulsions for that. So Fueler makes it super easy. Just add your title, okay, description. Okay, if you want, you can add an image, okay, and just publish it. That's it. That's how simple, and that is how like easy it is to use, for anyone. Yep.
Right. I remember saying to you that actually Fueler can put everything. Like we can put everything on that, and then we can create buckets out of it if you want to give it to for specific positions. Suppose I do social media marketing, suppose I do content writing and community management. So then I can actually put all of my work out there, and then I can segregate it into buckets.
Absolutely.
Going for like specific positions. Suppose I have to go only for content writing, then they don't have any other thing. Do you have any other skills or not? So then I can only put the content writing thing. But there may be positions where they require multiple skills. So in that case, I can send them the full full profile, and they can analyze that what different types of work this person has done.
Correct. So it gives you this leverage, like it gives you this leverage, where say as per requirement, you can like create your own thing. I give this example a lot. You want to go on a trip, you won't be taking all of your wardrobe, right? You will be just taking selective clothes out of it, right? You just pick out your bag, and you just put up those clothes, and that is required, right? Based on the season or based on the situation, you will carrying clothes. That is how Fuller Bucket is all about. Also, there's one more thing. It helps you upsell, So for example, if I'm a freelancer and if I apply for a content writer, okay, then I have already got the job. Okay, I'm already working with the brand. They have already paid me, and they are already happy with my work. So I have also realized that they also need a designer. So what if I am also a design person? I have done some of the works as a designer, right? So imagine like how I can upsell here. I can just create a different bucket out of all my design work, and I can literally share the link with the person, right, with the decision maker, and that's how you can easily upsell yourself using Fueler. So like, yeah, every day, like all these use cases that I'm telling, we are getting this use case from our, like, say, members, like our fuelers, you can say. They are using it themselves. They are coming up with such stories, and they are like, feel like this is really amazing. I have literally used it today for my internship, and I also wanted to share this with my community members. So I just did one thing, that I took out all my work related to this, and I shared the bucket link, and it was so flex moment for me. So we love hearing those stories. Yeah.
Right. So that is how like the Fleur work, and anyone can easily make a profile there. So yes, before going to Fleur, like talking about more about it, I want to talk about you as a startup founder. That what was there in your mind when you actually started Fleur, or maybe before that? And do you always had this in mind? Ki I have to build something, or it's like you first tried for a job and then you didn't liked about it, and then you have gone to it. I also know that you do freelancing projects. So how was this all about? Like, how did you segregate the things and then going ahead with the same?
Okay. So like, I started right after my college. I started right working on a product. Like on this. So Fueler exists today. It's because of a different product. It was a pivot. So Fueler was a result of a pivot. We came up with a different product earlier. It was a different model. It was a marketplace. We were doing something else. We were bringing companies. We were like bringing people. So back in my colleges, I had these friends. They always used to tell me, not just friends, even the teachers or juniors and everyone. So they are like, why we are doing engineering and stuff. There is no job in the market. There are so many engineers. If you throw a stone in the market, like it will land into some engineer's head, right? So there are some jokes like this, but that is not true, right? Market has opportunities, right? Market always has opportunities for the people who are actually deserving it. The one who are already if you are capable of like working somewhere, you'll be getting the job. Okay. So like, I was like, it's not true. There are jobs in the market. You just have to become the right person for it. Okay. So how do you become that? Right. So like, I was like, let's build a platform, like, since you are saying there is no job in the market, so we'll make it easy for you. Okay. So we'll just make a simple platform. Okay. Where as per city, different cities, you'll be able to find opportunities. Say companies will come, they will post opportunity. You as a person go and apply there. As simple as that. So back then I never had this idea that idea is not enough, so idea is nothing, having an idea just 0.1% or say 1% of the game, So I never had this idea. I started building it. Okay. So like, there were so many like challenges that we faced, then we realized we were doing the wrong thing there. It's like we were actually inviting the companies first, because if they don't post here, so how we can bring out people, how we can attract them to the platform, right? So then we realized we were doing it wrong. It's like we were bringing out franchises, without having the IPL team. So yeah, that is when we pivoted. We thought of like, we are doing it wrong. Let's pivot the model. And it was 2022. Then we understood that we have to do it very differently. Okay. Then like it was a different product. Again, it was a different product. So we changed the model wholly, right? So this is how it is going to work. Okay. Then on May 2021, so we thought like, let's rebrand the name, because even name is super important, so name matters a lot. I don't know like how many people realize this, but if you're someone watching this video, and if you're willing to start a startup in the future, please think about the name. Okay. Because name matters a lot. It's called brand market fit. Now, whatever name you are putting in, and if that is not relevant to your audience, it would be something like they won't be coming. They will be not paying any importance to it. Okay, so this is applicable to anyone, and obviously, like if you're someone very popular, so it doesn't matter obviously. But if you're doing it from scratch, you have to win the market. You have to go and tell the market that this is what it is all about. Then you have to think about these sort of things, right? You have to take care of these sort of things. So yeah, like for me, I was always fascinated with my with startup and everything, so like it was never in the plan, trust me. When I started my college engineering, in my first year itself, I got to know about entrepreneurship for the first time. It was from a senior, he just called me up. He like, hey, come here, so I was like, yeah, he's the same senior who will be ragging you, right? So I was like, yeah, chalo, like chalte hain, so I went to him, and he was like, hey, like, you know about entrepreneurship? So I was like, no, I haven't heard of it. Then he only introduced me with e-cell and everything, entrepreneurship, that there are some things like that, I'm still in contact with them. I hope they watch this video, so like they will be recalling this. So yeah, like that is when it all started, and that is when I thought that okay, this is something interesting. And business is also something, there are business and there is entrepreneurship, right? Business is simply like you take any product, like and make profit out of it. Profit as in, let's say for example, you take it for bulk, say for example, you manufacture a product for 10 rupees and sell it for say maybe 12 rupees. So 2 rupees, your 2 rupees is your profit, right? But in case of entrepreneurship, what happens is you solve a problem. It was the problem that you're facing, right? So based on that, you create a solution out of it, you come up with a product, and you give it to your audience, right? Or your users, and eventually they become your customers, right? So that is what I was learning. And back in my college, the best part was I was learning a lot, like learning from books, learning from videos. YC has helped me a lot, because it has helped me it has helped me with a lot of perspective. It has helped me introduce to a lot of founders across the world, what they are doing, how they are doing it, what are the different things that one have to keep in their mind. And being a founder, you have a lot of things to deal with, on a daily basis. Trust me, where every founder out there, they can relate to this. It's not easy. Maybe it's a very fancy for some, but it's not fancy. They're a very hard part of it. You have to take care of a lot of things. Maybe at times you cannot share with the world or say share with anyone. You have to just face it and just go with the situations. That's how hard it is. So whoever is has done it and built something some successfully out of it, huge respect for them, because it's not easy. And we all know that what is the failure rate for startups, right? It's not easy to build a company out of a startup. Okay, many will start startup, but not eventually everyone will become a company. So the goal is to become a company from a startup. So startups are very fancy. Everybody can start, but building it for say 4 to 5 years, 10 years, it's not easy. It's a commitment. It's a commitment of your life. It will take energy from yourself. You have to be fit every time. You have to be performing. As I was watching this video today, it was by Daniel Gross. He was saying startup is not a startups are Olympic, and you as a founder, you are an athlete. You have to be fit every time. You have to be you have to be you have to be there for everything. Because you're the person standing there, right? So it's not just about the founder, it's all about the team. Okay, it's also about the team, early stage team, because they play a very vital role in a startup. From starting from the ideation to execution, okay, to managing, okay, and connecting people and coming up with new idea. And if there is any chaos, how to handle those, how to again resolve those issues and stuff. So those things are really important. So I feel more discussions should happen around this, so that more people are aware of this sort of things, how actually things are happening in startup. Okay, and this is probably one of the reason I tell every college student people, if you're if you're in college and if you have say bandwidth, if you have free time, please go and work with startup, because trust me, it will change you as a person. Not because you will be starting a startup in the future, but because you will become a better person, better in terms of performance. Because see, the world demands efficiency. The world demands efficiency. If you're not efficient enough, you will be taken over. Somebody will replace you. Right? This is the hardest thing. Everybody should keep that in mind. So this startup, it will introduce you to the reality. Because the startup people, they are facing the world, they're always dealing with new stuff, right? And startups are totally different from the agencies and businesses. On a startup, you are actually validating an idea. So let's take an example, say take this mouse here, right? So imagine tomorrow I came up with a new mouse. Okay, that looks totally different. Okay, and you have no idea that if this thing is something that will be accepted in the market. But you create stories around it. Also, you test it out with some selective users who are very fascinated about it. Okay, this is something really game changing. I'll definitely use it and stuff. So that's how you validate your idea in the market, right? And you have no idea if this thing is going to work, right? And that is why startups are tough, because you never know. Tomorrow there could be something and suddenly your thing is gone, right? And most people are scared about this when they are building startup. They are scared about their idea, if they should share with someone or not, because they feel it will be stolen. But that's not true. From a 0 to say 1, it's a long journey. Making idea successful, and staying it with it for say 5 years or even more, it's super hard. It's not easy. And if anybody is just stealing it and you're thinking that they will do it, okay, it's not easy. And if you're coming up with their idea and if your why is clear, okay, why you want to do it, so nobody can steal that from you. Okay, so yeah,
Yeah. So you actually explained everything about the entrepreneurship part. And I even remember I got to know about this word through our e-cell of the college. where they were starting about this, and they did workshops, and they actually did a step-by-step things for the people who were interested. That firstly, we will teach you how to get an idea for it, and then we will get you through the idea, that how to get an idea, how to plan it, how to execute it, everything by step. So then is what I was getting to know that what entrepreneurship is all about. And as you said, working on the in any startup, working with any startup is actually different from working with a company, because with a company you have systems set already. This is the process you have to do it. This is the things you have to go step by step. But at a startup, what I have felt that you have to set your own systems, and you have multiple responsibilities at a moment. Like I remember when I was like working with FIFO, so then I never ever imagined that I would be hosting an entire series and I would be doing so much episodes, and that too on my own. I would ask for it for sure, but then planning the things and planning out the next talks, planning out the next topics, and then going ahead with that, and obviously getting multiple and additional opportunities and responsibilities for that is all on your head. That how you would be managing it, if you have to manage, if you have to delegate it, if you have to actually avoid it for the time being. So I guess you would get a powerful decision making skills while working with a startup, because at every small point you have to make a big decision, and that too in a specific time limit as well. So I can totally relate to that. Last question for the day we can take up is, how do you keep yourself updated in the startup world, like in any particular things you follow? Because I find it very difficult to keep up with the latest news in any of the field. But I guess being updated in the startup field is what I'm more interested in. But I often forget about it, that I have to read about it, or I have to take the newspaper and read it, or I have to go to any sites or something. So how do you manage to it, and how is your process? Yeah.
Okay. So I'm quite active on Twitter, so like there I connect with people, I share my insights and everything, whatever I learn, also like whatever I'm learning, I'm sharing with the world, so that way I get to connect with other people, so what they're sharing, okay, what everybody's putting it out. Okay. And I take most of this updates and everything from Twitter only. And also there's one important thing that we miss out, say for example, one book, reading one book is not similar for everyone, right?
Right.
You're getting it, right? So one book is not same for everyone. So someone would read maybe line by line, someone would just skip it, So the point here is like to develop your own lenses first, So we see this world through a lens, We have lens, we have lens of startup, we have lens of entertainment, we have lens of say what fun, we have lens for memes, So for every different sort of things, we have lens, So lens is super important that you have to develop on your own. So for startup, say for example, there could be one tweet, say for example, one tweet. Okay. Say for example, there could be one tweet. If you have the right lens, you could use that tweet to do a lot of things out of it. Okay. But for an average person, that is just a tweet, that's a tweet, I'll just retweet, I'll just click it, and I'll just like it, and I'll just scroll, But if you have the right lens, now you know how to leverage that single tweet, right? That is what I want to put here. So being updated is something like it's totally upon you, it's upon your say lens, like how you're how curious you are, like how much you are willing to go, what is your skin in the game, okay, why you want to stay updated. So I would like to put it in this way, so you have to develop your lens first, like whatever you are whatever niche you are choosing, please read a lot. Okay. Please learn about what exactly people are saying about it, and not necessarily like whatever has been posted on the recent time is correct. Okay. It could be manipulated. There could be several reasons. Okay. Always try to learn the principles. I always tell this to my team as well, always learn about the principles in this universe. There are certain principles in this universe, so if you learn that principle, literally you can apply those principles to multiple fields, so it could be principles are nothing but your mental models, so like a lot of people overhype about mental models and stuff, but very less people are actually applying it to their life. Okay. So I always keep telling this, read a lot, because it will help you develop, it will help you think better, it will help you decide better. Okay. Because when you're taking a decisions, there are two type of decisions, right? Bad decision, good decisions, right? In between there is average. Okay. So like it's very hard to take good or say best decisions, right? Okay, and it's very easy to take worst decisions. Okay, so every person they will be like they would be interested to take better than average decisions. Like you as a founder, or say like if you're trying to optimize your life or say chase excellence, so you have to always take better than the average decisions, because a lot of people are taking average decisions, right? So you'd be also going to end up with them, right? So you have to always keep in this mind, like I have to be updated. I have to always like have the best insight in the in the world. Who is speaking about it. So for example, for startup, I like obviously I follow people. They share crazy amazing stuff. I read their articles. Go reading is not easy. Again, one thing, like it's not easy. It's a very hard. I was thinking this like yesterday only. I was just sleeping. So like I was not like I was not able to sleep. So that's when this came into the mind. So reading is not easy. It needs patience. It needs stability, right? It needs huge willpower. Say for example, you are staring at a screen. Say like you're staring at a page for say a long time, right? You're just staring at it. But say for example, the same thing you would be doing on your mobile, right? You could be just scrolling and you'll have this variable reward, and you will have this dopamine rush and everything. So that is more fun and more entertaining, right? More relaxing. But for reading book, it's not easy. And obviously, like some people have hardwired themselves, to read books and crazy. And trust me, those are some of the amazing people that you will meet, because they are crazy people. So I suggest this to people. Please read a lot, be it articles, be it any non-fiction books. Please read about people, connect to know, like dig deeper, what they have written, say 10 years back, 20 years back, just go and read them, what they have said. Okay, most of them are applicable even today. Seth Godin, then Paul Graham, what they have written like way years back, it's still relevant at the moment. So if you go and read those, yeah.
Right. And even I have heard about this, that before actually start reading books, you have to start reading, you have to build that habit of reading. So either you read
Correct.
blogs, either you read any short form content that is actually, you can grasp it and you can actually go with it for a long time. So that
Correct.
You have more reading habit than actually listening or like going with a video or any audio. So I think for that, we can actually go with reading things online, and then we can go ahead with reading long form blogs and then books and then things ahead. And you said it rightly that every tweet or every thing that we read online, it has different ways to deal with different people. But every person sees it in a different manner. Because I related to the fact that we have Twitter threads, right? And most of the people, what do is, even I have done this in the past, that most people retweet that Twitter thread and keep it safe in their Twitter feed, but they never actually read it, and like they never actually go to it and read it fully, right? So it's like it's saving for years, and it's like just going in the feed. That's all. So that is how the reading comes in. If you give just 5 minutes to that at that point only, and you mark the important points, the thing is done. You can retweet or something, but then you don't miss it out. So that is what I believe in that. And yeah, it was a very exciting conversation with you, Riten. Thank you so much for giving your time to this thing, and I hope you enjoyed it. I learned a lot of things, and this was a fun conversation too. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it as well.
Yeah, thank you so much, Harshita. Like inviting me and so sharing a lot about our journey and stuff. So yeah, like this is it, and thanks again. I would suggest people, please, like if you're in college for learning, okay, please work on stuff, build projects. Not necessarily you will be coming up on filler, but at least like use proof of work. That is game changer. It's like a wild card for you. So it will help you leverage and say make a lot of money and say peace in career, right? So yeah, thanks again, Harshita.
Right. Thank you, Riten. Thank you so much. And I hope our audience got some insights about the proof of work concept, as I have realized it myself also. So I hope the audience realize it too. And it doesn't matter if you use Fleur or not, but if you use it, always a plus point. But if you don't, you have a structured way of doing things, and that's always beneficial.
Yes.
So
Fleur just gives you discovery. Yeah, that is the thing. Fleur gives you discovery. That is where we tell you now. So for example, if you have any work on your website, right? So that is say that is very outbound for you, right? You have to go and send your link to someone, right? But on Fueler, when you publish your work, so it gives you that discovery. People find you. They search if they're searching for someone who wants to work with, say, for example, SEO, right? And if they search on Fueler, SEOs, they'll eventually land on your profile and they will connect with you. And that is the best part about, say, marketplaces or say any sort of platforms, especially those help you with the discovery. Fueler gives you this discovery, right? So for example, you have done some sort of work, and it's on your website, okay? Or say it's on your, say, Google Drive, or maybe it could be on your Notion, right? Or say at maximum time, like it's on our Google Doc as well, so it's just staying there. It's not giving you this inbound, so what inbounds and outbound really means here? So outbound means, say, for example, you are sending something to someone, right? Okay, and inbounds literally means that someone is coming to you. Okay, the previous example that I gave you, right? So having proof of work, people come to you. That is the inbound. Okay, and outbound, you have to take your, say for example, your resume, and you have to send it to someone, right? So like, this is what Fueler does. Fueler gives you this discovery. Instead of just keeping your work in the private, just go ahead, publish it somewhere. Okay. So Fueler, we're building Fueler mostly for this individuals who are good at a lot of things. They have a lot of things to showcase. So there are people who are good at design, also some sort of like writing they are good at. Okay. We have known front-end developers. They are also good at coding, as well as they are good at technical writing as well. So like, there are people who are good at multiple things. Fueler makes it easy. Please come here, publish your work, so that like you are able to showcase like what you have done. Okay, and as per your different requirement, you can create multiple pages for it, right? You can create multiple landing pages for your different sort of work, that is using Fueler bucket. So yeah, this is what pretty much everything about Fueler. Yeah. Yes.
Great. Yeah. So with the last words, thank you so much for having this conversation with us and telling us more about this. I know there may be like many more challenges and stories behind your entrepreneurship journey as till now. But yeah, that's pretty much for now, and we can wrap it off for today. And thank you so much for being here. I have personally learned a lot of things, and we can definitely connect again sometime and continue this discussion.
Correct. Okay. Thank you. Thanks, Harshita. So, yeah.
I
myself enjoyed this session. So, yeah.
Great. Thanks a lot, and have a very good day.
You too.
Thank you, everyone.